Hi Aditya.
Welcome back to Sudeep Audio's channel.
Thank you so much.
Uh, you've come on the channel in the capacity as a composer, and maybe we don't have anybody in India who's done as much work as you have on TV shows in terms of number of episodes and number of shows. So it's an honor to have you on the channel.
Thank you so much for having me. It's always a pleasure to be on Sudeep Audio.
Thank you. So today we're talking to you in the capacity of you being the board member on the newly formed IPRS in India. We did have a series of about 7 or 8 parts with Ashil Fowler on the channel, where he spoke about the concept of copyright and what the new IPRS is doing because he is doing it in the capacity of a consultant.
Okay.
So now we have who's in the thick of things, who will, open our eyes to new things that IPRS is doing. So if you could share with us on different aspects of IPRS, the new IPRS, and what is in the pipeline, and why should somebody become a member, and how can one become a member?
Okay.
All yours.
Great. So the good news is that after the Copyright Amendment Act was passed in 2012, it opened the doors for composers and authors of musical works to collect royalties and have an inalienable right to collect the same. Inalienable means nobody can take that right away from you. That if you are the creator of a musical work, you have to get royalties. There are two ways of collecting royalties under the Act. One, you can do so personally, or you can be a member of a collecting society. IPRS is the only registered collecting society in India to collect royalties for authors of musical works. There is no other. So you have two options as a composer or a lyricist. You can choose to individually monitor your performances of the works and go around individually collecting monies from everyone, or you can become a member of IPRS and let IPRS do that for you. The other thing is that IPRS doesn't have any humongous membership fees. If I remember correctly, it's around 1,000 rupees just for joining, nothing else. And they do all the work. They have a monitoring setup. They have people who go around giving licenses. And I would say rather than a new IPRS, it's a reformed IPRS. An IPRS which has all the stakeholders on board and representative of all sections of the musical fraternity as far as composers, authors, and publishers go. Now, why do you become a member? It's a Herculean task for each individual author or composer to collect their own royalties. And if they did that, probably they wouldn't have time to compose or write music. So it's best left worldwide to a collection society. All around the world, we have various different collection societies. And IPRS collects not only from India, but from various other regions across the globe where your work could and would be performed. Some places where we probably cannot reach also. We have reciprocal agreements with societies across the globe. We are now newly readmitted members of CISAC, which is the Global Society for Authors and Composers. And hence we have uh, the bandwidth to collect royalties globally now. So that's one of the reasons and a very important reason why you should become a member of IPRS. Uh, but just by becoming a member of IPRS, your work does not get over. There are certain duties which you would need to fulfill, like submission of cue sheets. Unless you tell IPRS what are the works that you've done and when the first date of publishing of those works are, IPRS will not have any idea that you've actually composed or written anything. So that happens in the form of a cue sheet in which specific formats are available at IPRS. All you need to do is download it from iprs.org, which is our again newly revamped site on the net, which is extremely user friendly. Fill in those cue sheets and submit it at IPRS. From then on, your work gets recorded in a database, it gets shared globally with all the other societies which IPRS is associated with. And whenever it gets performed, it will get monitored. And every monitoring leads to monetization. So, that again is another reason why you should become a member of IPRS. There's so many times if you're not a member of IPRS, your work would have been performed at places and could have been also collected, but because nobody knows who the author or composer is, you would have not got your royalties. IPRS is here to ensure that royalties reach the right people. And that has been the motive and the motto of this newly formed board, which is representative of authors, composers, and publishers across India. So I would suggest take advantage of this scenario, which we've fought for the past 15 years for, to get proper representation on the board and become a member of IPRS today.